Ooh, we are live, ladies and gentlemen. It is Studio Swim, a little later than usual, and I apologize for that. I know I've got my die-hard audience there, Stephen from Alien Investigations channel on YouTube. Thanks for joining us, and I apologize for being late there. It turns out I am remiss in that I do not have a full Scully set, so I had to print some last-minute proxies in here, and I didn't sleeve them, so you can hear me. You can hear me bending them and shuffling them the old-fashioned way, and I'm doing it this way. I may as well just keep these things in rubber bands or something. It's like the cardinal sin. And Stephen wants to know where Cholera is.
He's around somewhere. I know he's not asleep. He got up when I did.
Oh.
I'm sure he'll make an appearance during the game.
I'm sure my cat is poised and ready. She knows when is the least convenient time to do that. And I have to shuffle these really well because I pulled them in order.
Yeah, nobody wants to have a hand with 5
so
sites.
All the sites, all the oh, I've got a whole bunch of these in here like this to sleeve these because some of them have access.
I had the same issue when I got my deck together last night. I shuffled everything, and then I realized that I had to put to insert original cards behind the custom cards because the backs were different. And I'm getting your agents on my table, so I get Mulder, Mike Miller.
I thought I was going to be able to cheat and not sleeve these tonight in order to save some time. But, gonna have to.
Yeah.
You were saying we haven't played against each other in quite a while now, right?
Yes, I can't remember the last time we played. I know it's I think it's the first time this year at least. Okay. So looking at your team here, I think you're going to have quite a lot of res once everyone is in the field with Frank Burst and Mike Miller.
Yeah, that was my hope. I think 6 once everybody's properly deployed.
Or 5, yeah, 2 from Miller and 2 from Burst. Yeah, Mulder is always great, but even though you don't actually get to add it to your pool.
Oh, that's right. I will be a little short because Mulder's goes to. That's the one flaw in Yost's website is that it counts Mulder's res as res that you can use.
Well, you still get 5 res from the rest of the team plus the 2 cards that you draw from Mulder. I mean, usually you at least draw at least 1 card during the turn, so.
Yes, Stephen, I am embarrassed. I have one copy of season 4 and no official copy of Scully. I just have proxies that I've printed over the last year or two. When someone has challenged me to play with the Scully set, I only print the ones that I need. And, I'm always quick to tell everybody I am a notorious cheapskate, and I've been putting it off for as long as I possibly can. But now that I've been encouraging the community to make those proxies for ultra rares so that we can play without, someday soon we'll play without the commercially released cards. We'll only be playing like Season 4 and Scully Set and Season 5, that kind of thing. That'd be kind of, that'd be kind of cool to have the full set and, have the nice ones that Dax has printed. So I'll have to get out my crowbar and pry open my wallet, make that happen. Now I am behind on my game watching. I've been keeping up with the tournament, but you and Steven played a non-tournament game.
Yes, yeah.
2 weeks ago now.
I think it was 3 weeks ago. Yeah.
And he and Dave Meyer both told me that I have to go back and watch it because you were showing off your Taylor Swift vinyl.
Oh yeah. Well, it's still here actually. It's you cannot see it clearly because it's in the bag, but it's the tortured spread department. That's right there.
Where your finger's pointing there?
Yeah. And I'm still behind on some of the tournament games as well. I think I'm pretty much caught up except for the last one. So, and I actually had to turn off Discord notification because I was spoiled on the outcome of the game. It was Nathan and I cannot remember who Nathan was playing against, but I was spoiled and I knew already that Nathan had lost. And maybe, and I hope I didn't spoil you.
No, I have been officially eliminated.
Yeah, I saw that. I mean, I was sorry that that Nathan and you got eliminated. I think you two were the ones that I was rooting for the most.
Well,
and I'm not sure. I think Alistair is still in the tournament, isn't he?
What's that now?
Alistair. I cannot remember if Alistair is still in the tournament.
I believe he did move forward, yeah.
Okay, good. Well, at least that's, yeah. So I don't think I've played against the other contenders, so now I'm rooting for Alistair.
He's your favorite to win, not Jonathan Hagee. That guy has proved to be
a powerhouse. Yeah, and I think, well, I've never played against Jonathan, so I think that's something that we'll have to remedy.
Yeah, he's a fun opponent too. He's fun to just shoot the breeze and stuff. We've played X-Files and we've also played Scooby-Doo against each other, and it's just kind of fun to shoot the breeze. He's always got something going on in the background on the TV there. I'm
always impressed whenever I read on Discord the buy and sell part of the conversation, and he always seems to find great listings for unopened boxes and everything. And I have at least a copy of every card, but I mean, just it would be fun. I know that if I could find an unopened full box of then I would love to buy it if the price was reasonable. But as I've said many times, over here in Europe, you cannot find anything good for so little money.
Yeah, he is always in the right place at the right time to find eBay deals, and I never know how he does it. I've got like 3 or 4 different search strings on eBay, so I feel like I'm not going to miss a thing. And the next thing you know, he's posted, "Hey, I got like all these ultra rares for $2," or that's an exaggeration, but yeah, he's got all these unopened boxes and stuff. Like, where do you find these? Where do you find them on eBay? I'm like, how does this happen?
I think the latest posting I saw on a French website was for an open box of 1013 expansion, and it was 120 euros. So I think at least $130. So there is no way I'm paying that much money for it.
That's a little rough, especially since
Yeah.
you know it's going to be a whole bunch of cards that you already have.
Yeah.
And you'll get like the 2 ultra rares, and even those might be duplicates of what you already have.
Yeah.
It's kind of hit and miss.
I told Steven this, but I did find a great listings on not on CCG cards, but on X-Files trading cards. So back then I had the first 3 seasons, but those cards got lost when my mom decided to clean out the basement at some point. So yeah, and so I didn't have them anymore, and it was always on the back of my mind, like I would like to have them someday. And I did find a great listing for 2 binders plus the full sets for the first 9 seasons and the movie, and a few chase cards. So that was nice.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I used to be a collector of non-sports trading cards, and I never got into the CCG at the time that it was released. That's a whole nother story that I've told like 20 million times. But you know what's weird is I'm going to fix these. There, that's a little more balanced. But yeah, I had all the seasons that were printed at the time, and I was working on getting those parallel cards. And then Nathan, he bought like a blind lot off of eBay, and it had some of the CCG and some of the just regular trading cards, and some of them were the parallel set that had the foil stamp, like a silver stamp at the bottom, so you could get the regular cards, and then there was the same set but with the silver in the bottom corner, which I mean is just marketing genius, right? To get you to buy the whole set twice. But
yeah, absolutely, because those cards are not that different, other than that little "the truth is out there" foil inscription.
Okay, I believe these are sufficiently randomized and protected, dust covered, and the backs are obscured. Alistair and John Yost are the most recent tournament game. You know what's funny is John Yost, I've been working on my custom cards, for my little mini expansion, not the Field Office Crime Lab, but just, these ones, and I made the locations for forks, and I've been struggling to find just the right person, the right look for the 2 witnesses that I have. And I was watching Alistair play, and John on there is like the perfect guy. And I was so close to just asking him, like, hey, would you want to be a free model for me? And I don't know
I think maybe the alternative would be to take a screenshot of the game and maybe just put that screenshot on Google Image, and maybe there is someone who looks like him that you could find a photo of to use.
Right, I could bootleg John and do a Google image search and see if I can find something close, so I don't have to pay John any royalties or anything like that when he sees me playing it. Lyrical Inquest, thanks for joining. I don't recognize your handle there. The last tournament game was crazy, but thanks for joining us. I appreciate it. Oh my gosh, look at these. I think I've got just about everything lined up. Let me get my tokens real quick. And the tagline I put on this game was all in, baby, because we're doing commercially released Scully Set, season 4, which is a personal favorite of mine. And Stephen, who is in the crowd there, he is the author of that. which is super cool. I really enjoy playing that. So you'll see some of those cards in here. I imagine promos and maybe some Gen Con cards or something have found their way in here between the two of us. So what did we exclude? I guess is probably the shorter list.
Well,
Yeah. And season 5 is still kind of in the author stage, and now I'm going to have to show my age again. Put on my glasses. Token on Kresge, because he's the guy. Token from my buddy Linda. All right, I've got my X-File, got my deck. How are you looking on your end?
I'm ready.
You're ready. All right. Let's do it the Studio Squim way. I've got this fine token. Let me see if I can get lined up correctly here. Ooh, God, I'm not a airline pilot. I would have driven us. This is one of my game tokens here. You see the X, and then the other side is just a plain old US dime. We'll say that the X is heads, and I will ask to call it. Guillaume, do you want heads or tails?
Heads.
Up and over, and it went all over the place. Let's try that again. Heads. So you get to choose if you want to be the investigating player first, or if you would like to be the conspiracy player.
So can I look at my hand first, or do I have to decide now?
Let's do it that way. A little more strategic.
So looking at my hand, okay.
I'm still kind of sorting my tokens here. There we go. 7.
So yeah, so I'll start as the investigating player.
Okay.
I'm going to, I forgot to put the tokens on my agents. I'm going to do that now. So my team of agents is, well, it's not very original for anyone who's watched my previous games, because I did try to find an alternate team, but I could not find something that I was happy with. So, and I did not have a lot of time, so I went back to my regular team. So it's Dana Scully, Nancy Spiller. So those two are pretty much staples on any of my teams. Then you get Karen Kosef, Agent Henderson, and Agent Hedin from season 4. So it's an all-female team and pretty heavy on sciences and medical.
Right on. It's girl power over there.
Yes. Season 4 did allow me to have a science team that was all female agents, because otherwise I could have the first 4, but then I was always stuck with an agent that could only cost 3 RP. And so, I mean, you do have Detective Weiss, who only costs 3 RP, but she did not go well with the other 4. So Agent Hayden is perfect. All right, so I'm drawing my free card. I'm going to generate my res, which is 6, puts me at 11.
And I always have to compliment you on that super cool custom play map.
Thank you.
A map that's on there. It's pretty cool. And then the Polaroids there in the bottom right and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, well, I did rearrange it and I did a few things, but it's really based on the original playmat that the games designer had planned, which I really loved when it was revealed. So it took a lot of time to reconstruct, to find every graphic, but yeah, the original idea is not mine. All right, so I'm going to buy. I'm going to buy just one card, I think, or two cards. No, just one card, and I'm passing it over to you.
Okay. I am going to. This is definitely an investigator's hand. To start out, I was hoping you would choose the other direction, but let's see here. Yeah, I will sell one. An odd move to start with, but I'm going to sell Cassandra House, a site there for just one. But oh yeah, I'm always teasing Steven to guess when he's got it down, and he's like, "No, David, I'm going to play it safe." Now he's encouraging me to sell everything here. But I do like what I have. I might have to. I have to take one for the team on this round, but I am going to buy two. And then I will turn it back to you to continue your investigation.
All right. So no healing, no requisition. For deployment, I'm going to send everyone to the field. I'm going to play a witness. I'm going to play Sheriff Andy Taylor for 4. He's a season 4 witness, so he's a resource witness. Attach this witness to a team. Sheriff Taylor will add his skills to the appropriate skill check, like an agent, 1 criminal investigation, 1 close range combat, and 2 long range combat. And he has a health of 5. A health of 3. So he should contribute to, because my team is strong in sciences and medical, but I really wanted to increase their chances in case you played an adversary. So
yeah, he brings the firepower, doesn't he?
Yeah. For case assignment, we're going to go investigate Baltimore, Maryland. It's sciences or evidence collection and method or result. And I'm going to use Nancy's token to pay for the card since it has the keyword sciences.
Okay. I do have a 1 bluff for that site.
Okay. I'm going to use one of Scully's tokens to look at that bluff.
Not anything you need to worry about. It's just nasty surprise.
Okay. We didn't mention it, but we're playing the usual way for bluffs, right? Not the tournament way. Like we can.
Not the tournament way.
Okay.
No.
All right. So I'm sending everyone to the site then, and I'm going to use. Well, I could use both. Let's say evidence collection, and I have 9 evidence collection.
I have nothing to stop you.
Okay. Oh, and well, you can still add the conspiracy to your pool.
True. That is add 5 tokens to your conspiracy pool. The printed cost is 3, but it was upside down. So it will only cost me 2. I'll net 3 on that. So that'll take me up to 7. Put that to the side. And yeah, like I said, I have nothing to stop your investigation. You can ask your question.
So it's a method or result. Is your result? Well, I feel like everyone is asking, is your result death? And everyone always says no. Well, is your result death?
I'm sorry, your question again was, is my result death?
Yes.
My result is not death.
No.
Oh, and Steven, he knows how to tease me with that Kevin Morris dig. Kevin Morris.
Well, he's not in my deck.
I've got a little plan in mind with Kevin Morris as well. I think you're going to enjoy it. But I'm going to bring that on Steven here pretty quick. Related more to, we're going to be playing a game of WCW Total Impact. And I'm going to raise the stakes and have a little crossover with the X-Files when he's ready.
Oh, nice.
Or I guess I should say when I'm ready. He's waiting on me.
Okay, I've crossed off everything. Okay, so that site is discarded. And I have 7 cards.
Okay. I have exactly 7, so no discard from me as well.
So your turn.
All right, I'll begin my investigation by drawing a free card. Very nice. And right out of the gate, I'm going to play a friend in the FBI.
So it was good to have a friend in the FBI.
It's good to have friends. Good to have friends. What is going on? Steven is a chatterbox tonight. A friend in the FBI, play this card, and the Bureau place 10 tokens on this card. During your briefing phase, you may take up to 2 tokens from this card and place them in your resource pool. The tokens become or convert to resource points. When all tokens have been removed, discard this card. The printed cost is 2, so out of that 10, I'm going to take 2 right off the bat to pay for it. So I'll just place 8 tokens over here. That guy right up there so I don't forget about him.
So you just drew your free card, correct, for now?
I already drew my free card, yeah.
Okay.
And then I played a friend in the FBI, and now I'm going to generate my res. And I suppose as a formality, I'll introduce my team here. I have Mike Millar, NTSB. I have Agent Linda Kaleka, I think is the correct pronunciation.
Yeah.
Agent Bonakazi, Agent Fox Mulder, and I do have an alternative art version there, but all the skills and the game effects are the same. My buddy Agent Kresge and Agent Frank Burst. That guy's from the Scully Set, and Bonacese is from Scully Set as well. So I've got kind of all over the place there. Flame Macintosh. You're killing me, Steven. All right, so generating res. I get 1 from Mike Millar, nothing from Linda. Agent Bonacese gives me 1, so that makes 2 so far. I get 2 from Fox Mulder, but I am obligated to spend those to purchase cards. Nothing from Kresge and 1 from Agent
and before you do anything, David, I'm going to play red tape to prevent you from drawing cards. Or play during the briefing phase to prevent one opponent from drawing any cards during the remainder of this turn.
All right. Well, I still get to get my res points, though.
Yeah.
A grand total of 1, 2, 3. But I don't get to use Mulder's game effect. That having been said, I'll turn over to you to sell and buy for conspiracy?
I'm not selling nor buying anything.
No selling or buying. Oh,
No.
that could go several different ways. All right, let me get my little cheat sheet here. Quick wax. Mike from X-Files CCG would appreciate that. Dig. Moving on, healing phase, no one is injured or in the hospital. Deployment, I am going to move everyone out to the field here, all 6 agents. Field for case assignment. We're going to go, speaking of Mike, Matt and Steven's X-Files CCG, we're going to coastal Northwest Oregon. This is Alien Investigation 4+ and an affiliation question that costs 2, so I'll take that right off there. And do you have any bluffs, sir?
Yeah. I got
That glare isn't doing me any favors. Apologies to.
I got 2 bluffs.
2 bluffs. Oh, put these under here to remind me. It's a little bluff underlays there. Yeah. As the name of tonight's game implies, I'm going to go all in, baby. All 6 are going to be there. It's Alien Investigation 4+. I have 1, 4, so that's 5. Yeah, 5.
Right, so the first bluff is deceiving the flock. It costs 1, but it's 0 since it was face down. Force an opponent to discard 1 card from their hand at random.
All right. I will lay the cards out here. And got 6 cards. We'll say that this one here on the far, my left, over here, is number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Number 3, please.
Which one?
Number 3, please.
Number 3. The Erlenmeyer flask.
That was a good pick.
No, it wasn't. That was a terrible pick.
It was for me, yeah. And
on which side of the table you're on, right?
Yeah. And my second bluff is the death card from season 4. Play this card to add 4 tokens to your conspiracy pool immediately. Costs 2, so 1 since it was face down. And unless you're negating it, I'm going to add 4 to my pool.
All right. That resolves all the bluffs. And I still have 5 compared to the 4 prerequisite. Anything else you'd like to play before I conclude my investigation?
Yeah, I have 1 final bluff. It costs 3. It's Dr. Stroman from the Scully Set. Play to change the side prerequisite to medical 3+.
Okay. I was kind of sweating it. I was hoping you weren't going to pick that Langley. So I'll pay 2 to negate that final bluff.
Well, if I had not picked the Langley, you could have played the Erlenmeyer flask.
True.
Yeah. So yeah, at least both of those cards are gone now.
Anything else?
Well,
Any adversaries for me?
no, that's it. So you're free to ask your question.
Very good. This gives me an affiliation question, and I'm going to shoot right for the middle. Is your affiliation evolutionary?
Now let's see. No, it's not.
All right. Side. I have 4 cards, so no discard for me.
And I have three cards, so no discard either.
All right, then I will yield to you to begin your investigation.
Right, so I'm drawing my free card. I'm going to generate my res, which is 6. It's me at 12. And I'm going to buy 5 cards. Yeah. And passing it to you to sell and buy.
Okay. I'm going to sell just very quickly. I always think this card is like the most valuable card in the game, but then I always end up selling it. Nurse Owens for 6.
Oh, yeah. Well, depending on when you play it, if you play it later during the game, you can replenish all of your agents. So that's nice. Like if you get Hostin or Clyde Brookman, that's always useful.
Strategically, it's a very good card, but I never seem to have the right timing for it. That takes me up to 13, and I'm going to buy 4. And
Okay.
Back to you, sir.
So no healing, no requisition. Everyone stays in the field, and we're gonna go investigate the positron emission tomography lab in Allentown, Pennsylvania. It costs 1. It's a computer or medical, so Spear is going to pay for it with a RP token. So computer or medical, and affiliation or result.
No bluffs.
All right. So I'm going to send everyone to that site. So I'm going to use medical, and I have and I have 8 medical.
8, and the prerequisite is 5,
Is
right?
5, yeah, correct.
I don't have anything to stop you, sir.
Good news for me then. Right, so it's affiliation or result. Is your affiliation government?
It is not.
Okay. Right, so this side is discarded, and moving on to debriefing. I have 8 cards. I'm going to discard writing on the wall, and now I have 7.
Catching up on the comments there.
Well, I think I could have used computer as well, because yeah. Oh no, I couldn't have. For some reason, Henderson does not have any computer skill. Yeah.
Is that not true to the show?
Well, I guess I think she's a handwriting expert. I think we see her using at least a computer. No, I'm not sure. Steven will know if we see her using a computer or not. But I would assume that she would have at least one. But well, doesn't matter.
This was back in the 90s, probably before they had the computer database for that sort of thing.
Sure.
All right, well, it says Henderson used the electron emission microscope in the episode. So there's the backstory for that.
Yeah.
Gives you access to the field office crime lab.
You know what? She doesn't actually, but her effect, she doesn't have. She could have, like,
the
Steven.
Electron microscope though does.
Yeah, yeah. But Steven did write for her agent Hayden that she does have access to the field office crime lab right out of the gate. Oh, that's nice.
Very cool.
Yeah. All right. So
well, I have 7, so no discard from me.
All right. Your turn then.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I didn't realize you had already done your thing. So I'll draw to begin my turn and just make sure I'm not leaving any money on the table here. I'm going to play right off the bat. I'm going to play hard evidence. Add 5 tokens to your resource pool. The printed cost is 3. Or I'm sorry, the printed cost is 2, so I will net 3. That takes me up to 7. And to generate my res, I get 1 from Mike Millar, 1 from Bonacese, and 2 from Frank Burst because he's in the field. So that gets me 4.
And I think Mike Miller is in the field, so he actually contributes 2 as well.
Oh, does he? You know, these.
Yeah.
I need an electron microscope just to read this. Pre-Mike has res 2 if he's in the field. Ooh, look at me. So an extra 1 there takes me up to 12. And then I still have the 2 from Mulder to buy. And I'll just take and grab those 2 right now. And that'll be all that I buy. So over to you to sell and buy for conspiracy, sir.
So I'll sell just 1 card. I'll sell Jeremiah Smith for 5. Puts me at 7. And I'll buy 1 card. And I'll pass it to you to 7.
All right. Moving along, still no healing at this point. No requisition either. Deployment, I'm going to leave everyone in the field where they are now. And for case assignment, we are going to go to Broad Street in Philadelphia. This is criminal investigation 4+ and a method question. Oh shoot, I forgot to take my tube, but I have to do that during briefing. So that's that many more next time, I guess. Turn to you.
What did you forget to do? What did you forget to do?
For my friend in the FBI, but I'm not worried about it.
Oh, well, you can take, well, if you want to add them now, you can.
No, that's the only way I'm going to learn is if I have consequences. So
Let me see if I can do this. I'm going to hold on. I need to think this through. Make sure. So it's criminal investigation, right?
Criminal investigation 4+. Yes.
Okay. 2 bluffs.
Okay. I am going to go all in. And that gets me a big 3 from Agent Burst. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9.
Okay, so the first bluff is no one believes you. It costs 4, but 3 since it was face down. So no one believes you. Play this card to add 1 to the site prerequisite number for each agent beyond 1 in the investigating team. So you have 6 agents, so -1, that's 5. So that adds 5 to the site skill check, so that puts it to 9.
Ooh, you know what? I'm actually going to play Alien Discretion if it's not too late there.
Yeah, it's during the...
Is it?
and it's only on alien investigation or bureaucracy sites.
Yeah,
If
you're
I'm
right.
not
Sorry,
mistaken. Yeah.
I'm getting
But
my cards mixed up.
yeah, but it's not. It's nice to know that you have it.
Yeah, well, give you that little tidbit of information there, but I am going to do Langley then.
Oh,
So
too
mark
bad.
that out. That cost me 2.
Too bad. Well, I guess the second one. Isn't 2 agents that side? Yeah, I'm not playing the other one. So it was called Troubles, but you still get to send 2 agents, and if with the increased skill check, that would have been okay. But now that it's only 4, even with 2 agents, you make the 4+ skill check easily. Just Burst and Bonacchese or Mulder. So I'm discarding it. I'm not paying for it. So you're free to ask your question.
All right.
So at least the two Langleys are out of the way now.
Yeah, that's kind of out there in the wind right now. I just move this friend in the FBI off to the side so it's, my field isn't cluttered. And I get a method question. You know, I don't think I paid for that site either. And it costs 2. So I'm going to use Mulder's token here
All right.
to pay for that. And method, is your method another predictable one? Is your method violence?
My method is not violence.
Not violence. I'm going to use a card here just to make sure I don't blow it again. I've been known to mistakenly cross out the wrong one here. Sorry to make you wait here.
Oh, no, that's okay.
Okay. All right. That having been said, I have 7 cards, so no discard.
And I have 5, so no discard either.
All right, then over to you to begin your investigation.
All right, so my free card, I'm going to generate my res, which is 6, puts me at 13. I'm going to buy 4 cards, 5 cards. I'm going to buy 4 cards.
Okay.
And passing it to you to sell and buy.
I'm going to sell application for FBI resources approved for 3. And I'm going to turn around and buy 3. Takes me back down to 9. I'll take my 3. And back to you, sir.
Okay. So no healing, no requisition. I'm going to play Aura Photography. It costs 1. It's a season 4 event. If the team makes a Sciences 4+ skill check, add 5 tokens to the resource pool. So yeah, they easily make that skill check. And, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 8. So I get to add 5. And I'm going to play Search Warrant for 5. Another season 4 event. Play this card to examine your opponent's hand. Your opponent must discard 2 cards from their hand, my choice.
Okay. I have one site that's Dead Horse, Alaska.
All right.
I have Smoke and Mirrors version 5 that is either a +3 or -3 modifier to a skill check.
Okay.
Evidence Destroyed, which is a negate 1 evidence collection card. A Visit from the First Elder, which allows me to shuffle back all conspiracy cards from the discard pile back into my bureau deck.
Okay.
Here's a shocker, Alien Discretion.
Yeah.
I also have Hard Evidence, Nasty Surprise, Terry Roberts, Adversary, and Slithers in the Night, Adversary.
And what are the activators on both adversaries?
The adversary for Slithers in the Night activators are Conspiracy and Affiliation Site.
Okay.
And for Terry Roberts, activators are Conspiracy Result Site.
All right.
How do you want to hurt me?
So let's do Terry Roberts, and let's do alien discretion. Yeah, one for each of my turns, either investigative or conspiracy. So we're still in deployment. So moving to case assignments. I'm going to play Baltimore, Maryland. It has the keyword sciences or evidence collection, method or result. I'm going to use Spiros token to pay for it.
Okay.
Sciences, evidence collection, method or result.
Well, I know you take good notes, so I'm going to play one bluff there. You probably know what it is.
Yeah, I think it's a nasty surprise. Okay, well, I'm sending everyone to the site.
Okay. You are correct, sir. It is nasty surprise. Play to add 5 tokens to your conspiracy pool. Printed cost is 3, but it was upside down, so I only paid 2, so that 3 on that.
So I didn't say I'm going to use evidence collection. So it's 5 plus, and I currently have, well, I said it earlier, but I forgot. So I think it's 9, but yeah, it's 9.
Okay. Let's give this a try. Evidence destroyed. Negate 1 keyword evidence collection card for 4.
Oh, I should have asked. You did say, but in my mind it was criminal investigation. Okay. Well, I'm going to have to pay 3 to Langlade. No, to Froiki, sorry.
What's that? I'm sorry?
Yeah, I paid 3 to play Froiki to negate that event.
Shoot. All right. And I'm sorry, your skill total is?
It's 9.
9.
And the prerequisite is 5, yeah. So no smokes and mirror.
No smoke. Well, I could, but I would regret it in the morning. So I've got nothing to stop you then.
Okay, so it's method or result. Oh, yeah, method or result. Is your result manipulation?
Result manipulation. It is not.
Okay. All right. So moving on to debriefing. I have 6 cards.
Okay, and I have 5. No discard.
All right. So passing it over to you.
Very good. I will begin my investigation by drawing 3 cards. My second hard evidence there. Add 5 tokens to your resource pool. Printed cost is 3 small, or 2 small, net 3. And then generate my res. It's 2, 3, 4, 5. Takes me up to 18. Buy 4. And I'm also going to use one of Agent Kaleka's tokens here. Place 2 tokens on this card. Discard a token to draw 1 card from the top of your bureau deck for 0 cost anytime you are the active player. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that and grab a card. What a great draw. And I will turn to you to sell and buy.
I'm going to sell the alien stiletto for 5. I'm going to buy 3 cards. And back to you.
All right. No healing to do and no requisition. Deployment, I'm going to leave all of my agents active out here in the field. Case assignment. I'm going to go to Dead Horse, Alaska. That is cost 1, but I'm going to use one of Mulder's tokens to pay for that. Alien Investigation 5+, or Evidence Collection 5+. You may ask an affiliation question or a result question. If you ask if the result is manipulation of evidence, the skill check prerequisite would be 4. So I'll turn to you for any bluffs.
I have 1 bluff for that side.
I am going to send all my agents here, and we're going to do, just make it quick. Definitely going to be evidence collection 5+. I have Mike Millar with 3. Oh man, I'm having a heck of a time. Got 1 from Agent Kalika, so that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
All right, so the bluff is laser barrier. Play to prevent 1 agent assigned to a site from contributing the agent skills to 1 skill check, my choice, that the team has to make this turn. So I'm going to pay 1 for it since it was face down, and I'm going to put it on Mulder.
Mulder, okay.
And I'm going to play a second bluff. I'm going to play writing on the wall for 2. and it's a season 4 bluff. Attach this card to a keyword multi-site to choose which prerequisite your opponent's team must meet for this site. So I'm going, unless you negate it, I'm going to ask you to choose alien investigation as your prerequisite for that site.
That does make that difficult, doesn't it? So that means right now I only have one from Mike Millar. I need to be 5. Boy, you're really working around that smoke and mirrors on me here. That was a bluff, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to pay 2
Oh.
to play grid pattern search. And you may not be surprised. I'm going to pull out Langley and pay 2 to play that on your writing on the wall plot.
All right. Well, that's all I could. Well, that's all I can afford to play anyway.
Or I'm sorry, I negated your laser barrier, right?
You negated writing on the wall. Well, you can negate either one, I think. Like,
yeah,
I think I think it ultimately doesn't matter, because if you Langley writing on the wall, then you can make the evidence skill check even without Mulder. And if you negate laser barrier, but you writing on the wall remains in effect, Mulder and Miller make the alien investigation skill check. So either way. And I don't have any other cards to play, so you're free to ask your question.
Great. Well, I am going to go with the affiliation. Is your affiliation occult?
My affiliation is not occult.
So that takes care of Dead Horse Alaska. I have 8.
And I have 6.
I have 1 to get rid of here. It's the worst part of the game you're seeing right here.
Yeah. For upcoming expansions, custom expansions, I've got this idea for resource witnesses, and basically when you put it down, when you put the witness into play, it allows you to end your turn as the investigating player with up to 10 cards in your hands if you've successfully investigated a keyword, alien investigation, or behavioral, or whatever site during the turn. So if your deck is like mostly focused on a couple of skills, you can have those witnesses that allow you to end your turn with more cards in your hand during the briefing. So I think that might be useful.
Now, there's already one that does that, right? But it only works if you're the investigating player.
I think there is one. You have, I forget the name because I never use bureaucracy, but Steven will know this. I think as long as the team in the bureau makes a bureaucracy 4+ skill check, you can end your turn. Every investigating player turn with up to 10 cards. But you have that bureaucracy thing that you have to do first.
And Steven likes your idea already. So I'm going to discard He Won't Let Me Die.
Okay.
A handy Scully card, but I'm going to let that one go.
Yeah.
The name of the card, Improved Channels, is the one I was thinking.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's that stipulation where you got to have a bureaucracy check in order for it to work. That takes me down to 7 cards. So if you don't have anything else, I will turn it over to you to start your investigation.
All right, so I'm drawing my free card. I'm going to generate my res, which is 6. And I'm going to buy 4 cards. 3 cards. Oh. I need to buy cards. I need to think also of the next conspiracy turn, but like you, I don't want to have to discard something good at the end of the turn. So I'm going to buy 3 cards or 4 cards and passing it to you.
All right. I'm going to do it again. Nurse Owens for 6. Takes me up to 14. And I'm going to buy 3. And back to you, sir.
Okay. No healing, no requisition. Okay, so can I do this or not? Okay, let's see if we can do this. I'm going to play 2 sites. I'm going to play Tabrug's Community Hospital. For 1, it has the keyword medical sciences, method or result. So I'm going to use Speeder's token to pay for that one. And I'm also going to play the US Naval Hospital in San Diego. It costs 1. It has the keyword evidence collection or medical, and it's affiliation or result. So the first one, medical sciences, method result. And the second one, evidence collection or medical, affiliation or result.
Okay.
And before you do anything else, I'm going to pay 2 to play maintain deniability. For the remainder of this turn, your opponent may only play keyword government cards.
Why would you do that? Why would you play me like that? But I can still play a card if it negates that card?
Yes. It has the keyword event and bureaucracy.
Then I'm going to play alien experimentation. I'm going to pay 5 for that. That is negate any one keyword event card.
Yeah, okay. Too bad.
All right, that having been said, I have 2 bluffs. And I'm sorry,
So
the
the
first one
first
is science and medical.
So the first one is medical or sciences 5+, and the second one is evidence collection or medical.
Okay, both of these are for the first one, the science and medical.
Okay. So I'm going to use Scully's 2 tokens, two remaining tokens, to look at the 2 bluffs, please.
All right. They're both true bluffs. One
Okay.
is slithers in the night, and the other visit from the first elder.
Well, that's a good use. At least I don't have my Scully tokens anymore. Okay. So I'm going to do this now. Lots of cards to move around. Like this. All right, so okay, 4, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay. All right, so we'll send Scully and Kosef to Tabros Community Hospital, and we'll send Henderson, Hedin, and Spira to San Diego, along with Sheriff and Detailer. We'll start with Scully and Kosef. So it's medical 5+ or sciences 5+, and I'm going to use medical, and they have 5.
I have nothing to stop that.
All right. So it's method or result. Is your result abduction?
It is not.
Okay. Okay. So that side is done. And moving on to the second site investigation, It's evidence collection 5+ or medical 5+. I'm going to use evidence collection, and I have I have 6 evidence collection.
Okay. I'm going to play another evidence destroyed. Negate 1 keyword evidence collection card. That cost me 4.
Yeah. Yeah, that will do it for that one.
I think you got 1 question out of me.
Yeah.
Oh. I always forget to use my agent effects.
All right, so moving to the debriefing phase. I have 8 cards. Oh. Tough
I have
choices.
5 on the discard for me.
Okay, well, I really wanted. I've been holding on to this one since the beginning, but yeah, I do need to keep the other cards, so I'm going to discard the cigarette smoking man's solution. Yeah.
And I will begin my investigation. Draw a free card. And hey, look at me. I'm going to remember it, that I have a friend in the FBI and take 2.
Yeah.
Been keeping those in the bank for a while. I may as well take
Start
advantage
using them, yeah.
And generating res. Got 2, 3, 4, 5. Takes me up to 17. I get 2 cards from Mulder. I'm going to buy 2, so it takes me down to 15, and I'll draw 4. And over to you, sir.
Right, so I'm going to sell. I do need some CP, so I'm going to sell Bitter Defeat, even though it's always useful, but I need the CP. So Bitter Defeat for 4, Margaret Scully for 2, and Melissa Scully for 3. So that's 9. Puts me at 11. And yeah, I was feeling more confident sending Scully and Kosef by themselves because I knew that I had Melissa and Margaret Scully in my hand, but I need to get rid of them. Too bad. And I'm going to buy 3 cards. And back to you.
All right. No healing in this one, and no requisition. Deployment. I'm going to leave all my agents out in the field. And for case assignment, going to keep it local. Going to go to the Olympic National Forest in beautiful Washington State. That is evidence collection 4+ and a result question. Over to you for any bluffs.
So, evidence and result.
Oh, and I will use Holder's token to pay for that one.
Okay.
That's his last one.
I have. I have 3 bluffs for that side.
3 bluffs.
Yeah.
Yikes. Think twice here. Why not? Let's go all in. Prerequisite is evidence collection 4 plus. I have 3. I think I did this before, isn't it? 10, 3, 4.
Yeah, you have an insane amount of evidence collection.
Yeah.
6, 7, 8, 10. You have 10, right?
Correct, yes.
Yeah. Right. So the first bluff is. The first bluff is sinus cavity implant. Play on one agent to decrease that agent's raise value by 1. It costs 1, but it's free since it was face down. So unless you negate it, I'm going to attach it to, well, let's say Agent Bonakazi.
Hold on just a second. I'm going to have to mute for just a moment here.
Sure. Oh yeah, Steven. No trespassing is one of my favorite bluffs from season 4.
All right. Well, that was exciting. My cat was over here gagging,
Oh,
hacking up, so I had to take care of that.
yeah, it's always. Yeah, I hate when you start hearing that sound. You know that you have to either be quick or you're going to have something to clean up. So.
Well, that was the problem. She was all dry heaving and sticking her tongue out, and just
Ah, oh yeah.
like, oh man, I don't know what's happening, but need to get her some attention pretty quick.
Mm,
She's okay though.
good.
All right, where were we? You played.
So yeah, I played and paid for sinus cavity implant. So unless you're going to negate it, I'm going to attach it to Agent Bonacasi.
Finally, pull out these special tokens.
Yeah.
I don't have. If anyone out there in YouTube land can make a SPS file, I would love to make a 3D print a sinus cavity implant. But in the meantime, you said Bonacasi?
Yeah.
Okay. There's my little sinus cavity implant token on him. And that means he's not going to generate anything for me.
Well, oh, yeah, correct.
Anything else for me, sir?
Yeah, the second bluff is sleep deprivation. I'm going to pay 1 for it. Hold on. I'm not sure. I think no, sinus cavity implant was free, so yeah, that's okay. So I paid for sleep deprivation. Decrease all of the skill levels on one agent, my choice, by 1 for this turn only. So I'm going to play it on Mike Miller.
Mike Miller is only bringing me, he was 3, now he's down to 2.
Yeah, but it's for every skills. And the final bluff is Sheriff Taylor, which cost 3, but 2 since it was face down. Play to change the side prerequisite to Sciences 3+.
Sciences 3+. Yeah, Mike only has 1 now. He has 2, but he's down 1.
And Mulder has 1. Mulder has 1 as well.
Yeah, you probably already done the math for me on that, so I only have 2. And no manners witness combo to help me out. I think. So you changed the prerequisite to
Sciences.
Sciences 3?
Yes.
Okay, and I've got 2, so I'm going to play Smoke and Mirrors.
Yeah.
Version 5. That's going to cost me 5, take me down to 10, but it adds 3 to a skill check. So now I'm up to 5.
Well, now there is not anything else that I can play. I knew that you had that card, but I was hoping you either forget it or you would play it and then be rid of it. I wouldn't have to worry about it.
That I wouldn't put it past me to just be like, oh, I got nothing for you, and then see it 2 turns later and like, oh, I could have saved myself.
Mm-mm.
All right,
you're free to ask you've earned your question.
I will ask. I get a result question for this one. I will ask. Let me just get this up close. Make sure I maximize my. Is your result manipulation of evidence?
No, it's not.
It is not. Okay. Just an extra moment here. Okay. That takes care of Big National Forest. I've got 8 cards.
I only have 4 thanks to all the bluffs that I've played.
Oh man. All right. I will discard the mailman. And that ends my turn.
All right. Drawing my free card. Going to generate my rise, which is still 6, puts me at 10. I'm going to buy 4 cards. Yeah, I'm going to buy 4 cards. And back to you.
All right. I'm going to sell Icy Cape Alaska for 2. And I'm not going to buy anything. Back to you, sir.
Okay. No healing, no requisition for case assignment. I'm going to no healing, no requisition. For deployment, I'm going to bring the team back together. And for case assignments, I'm going to play Minneapolis. It's medical or criminal investigation, method or result, and I'm going to pay 1 for it.
Okay. No bluffs.
Okay, so I'm sending everyone to the site. I'm going to use I'm going to use medical. Yeah, I'm going to use medical. So I have 8 medical.
Okay. So I am going to play the local law enforcement are uncooperative. Negate any 1 keyword criminal investigation card. That's going to cost me 4. It's going to take me right down to 0. So hopefully you don't have anything to stop that.
Hold on. I think maybe I could do something. Yeah, okay. I'm going to use Hayden's token to look through my bureau deck for anyone evidence or evidence collection card. to shuffle my zero deck. And that card is Grid Pattern Search, which has the keyword evidence collection. I'm going to pay 2 for it, and I'm going to look for my Discord pile for a key, and I'm going to pay 3 to negate that event.
Ooh, well, at least I made you pay for it.
Yeah. So it would be a good time for me to have unexpected call, but alas, I don't have it.
Or for me to have too close to the truth.
Yeah.
All right, I have nothing else to stop you on that.
Okay, so it's method or result. Is your result physiological imbalance?
It is not.
It's not, huh? Okay. Well, at least I know now what your result is. Yeah, no, I'm not taking an identity question.
But you're going to ask an identity question?
No, I'm not.
Shoot. Come on, guess.
Yeah, no. I'm not taking the chance that you do. I'm not going to give you the opportunity to ask a penalty question. I've had no luck with my question so far, so I don't think that I will be able to get it right on the first try. So, no. All right, so the site is discarded. And for the briefing, I have 8 cards, and I'm going to discard Try to Remember.
Okay, I have 5, so no discard.
All right, your turn then.
Very good. I will start my investigation by drawing a free card. And I will take 2 from my friend in the FBI. Up to 12. And generate res. I get 2 from Mike Millar. Nothing from Bonacese this time. So 2, 3, 4. Takes me up to 16. And in addition to 2 from Mulder, I'm going to buy 2, 3. So I'll take 5 total.
Okay.
Five. Over to you to sell and buy, sir.
I'm going to buy just 1 card. And back to you.
Back to me. I'm going to use Agent Kalika's last token to draw one more free card. And then I will move on to healing, and no one is injured. Well, Bonacasi's got something up his nose, but there's nothing I can do about that. Requisition, there's nothing to requisition. Deployment, they're all going to stay active in the field here. And for case assignment, we're going to go to Icy Cape, Alaska. That is evidence collection 4+ and result. That costs 2, takes me to 11, and I will send it over to you for any bluffs.
I have one bluff for that side.
All right, well, let's send all 6, and let's see that bluff.
Right, so the bluff is trial run. I was hoping to save it for later, but witnesses don't seem to show up in my hand, so I'm going to play it now. So trial run, it costs 2, but 1 since it was face down, so I'm playing the one right now. Play this card to add 2 times. I'm not sure how to read it. So basically, I look at the number of witnesses in my discard pile, and I had that number times 2 to my conspiracy pool. So I have 3 witnesses in my discard pile. So I add 6 tokens to my resource pool, unless you want to negate that card.
I don't have anything to stop that.
At 9. It's a great card to have. I do have some other witnesses in my deck, but they didn't come up, and I do need the conspiracy. So playing it now. Okay.
Okay.
And
that having been said, it's evidence collection 4+, and I believe I still am sitting on 10 here. 3, 4, 5, 6.
I'm going to play computer access denied for 2. Force an opponent team to make a computer 4+ skill check, or they will be unable to complete the skill check.
Computer, huh?
Yeah, Miller has 3, but the other ones don't have any. So unless you have a virus, well, and you do have the other gunman, so maybe you do have a virus in your hand.
The bluff that you played, right?
It's an event.
An event.
Do you have another grid parent search in your hand?
I don't, and I played both my Langleys too. Let me think. Oh, I don't need Langley. I need Frohickey for 3. I will negate 1 event card played on your team.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Stephen noting that the
Yeah.
cat could make its presence known.
Okay, now there is something I could do, but I do need to. Yeah, if I pay for the first card and it fails, then I spend that CP for nothing. Yeah, no, you're free to ask your question.
All right, another result question here. I already asked Death, right? Well, you don't have to answer that. You don't want to give me anything. Let's see. Is your result physiological?
No, it's not. You're really playing the long game tonight.
Yeah, man. I'm just
Yeah.
This little chip is chipping away at you just a little bit.
Do you want to
Well,
take a
that did
guess?
help me a lot. I have 10, so I've got some.
You don't want to take a guess?
You're a lot closer than I am. Let me see here.
Well, it's me asking that and you getting it right, so no.
You know what? Why not? Wouldn't that be funny to end it that way?
Yeah, no, but
X-File alien abductors.
no, it's not.
All right. So, what is your penalty question?
But I already know your results, so I can only ask well, I could ask it again, but I can only ask an identity question at this point. Are you Colonel Wharton?
Are you fucking kidding me?
Oh no!
I am Colonel Wharton, Zombie Master.
Well, I'm disappointed. Well, I'm glad, but I'm disappointed at the same time because I wanted to keep the game. But I only asked because it was the only remaining occult.
Right. You just eliminate that whole category.
Yeah. Oh, well. Maybe it just goes to show that penalty question can really do you some damage.
Yeah, that backfired on me quite a bit. I thought I was so smart. Well, that was a fun game, and
yeah, it was
quite a few new cards. Well, maybe not new, but you know what I mean. Cards that we don't see from the Scully set and stuff.
Yeah, I was really hoping to get to play the cigarette smoking man solution because on the one hand, your opponent does know your affiliation, but on the other hand, you send pretty much his whole team to the hospital. So
yeah, I have that in my deck too. Just on the off chance that I could just devastate you. I mean, that would be rough. Another one I was hoping to use. You may have already caught the pattern because I've done it in a previous game. In fact, I think the last game you and I played was I was trying to work my evidence collection and criminal investigation, negating those cards. And,
yeah,
I had all the right ones, and plus I had sacrificing a pawn. One of these newer ones from Scully Set. Play this card and discard any one adversary card from your hand. You may add any one keyword to opponent's site. And I had a couple I never planned on using adversaries in the traditional way, so I just grabbed all the cheap ones, figuring I would just sacrifice them to use it with that card. But if I ever needed to, I could. They were cheap enough, and I had one for every type of site. So if I ever did actually need to use it, it was in my back pocket.
That's a good strategy, actually.
Well, yeah, when we include season 4 and Scully, it really plays out good. And I had that the card. I actually had to ask Steven earlier today because I couldn't remember and I couldn't find it right away. Was eliminating the source.
Yeah, that one is useful as well. Yeah.
To play on you, which would I'll read it out loud for anyone who might be watching. Eliminating the source. Place an opponent's field with 2 tokens on the card. Remove a token in this opponent's debriefing phase. While in play, opponent may only investigate keyword criminal investigation and evidence collection sites. And I made sure to stack my deck with, I had the conundrum in here already, and you saw my evidence collection and all those other ones. So I was, I did have a question for John Yost. It was earlier. John, thanks for joining us. Now I recognized your screen name there, and the funny thing is I'm making a mini expansion, only like 6 or 7 cards, just for kind of fun, kind of dream cards. And I made a couple locations for places out here right where I live, and kind of made a little backstory for the cards for myself, just for kind of fun. And I have 2 witnesses, and one of them is a shopkeeper. And my vision was he had like a beard, and was a little bit of an older guy, and the idea was that he had grown up in the town of Forks and managed or owned the Forks Museum, the Timber Museum. And in my head, I had this vision, and then I saw you playing Alistair the other day. I was like, that's exactly what I had in my head, the vision in my head. You look exactly like the kind of person I was imagining would be the picture for that card, for that witness. So I thought that was kind of funny. We were joking that I would screenshot that and either use your image without your knowledge and see if you caught on, or do a Google search, a Google image search, and see if I could find something close to it, so that I don't have to pay royalties and get sued later on. But if you feel like you want to be famous, John, I would love to use on that card. Otherwise, if you're not comfortable with that, I understand. And we don't want to confuse people. If you're in the tournament there, you're going to have an agent card made of yourself. We don't want to confuse anybody there, but double dipping on your image. So I see you say feel free. I would be honored. That would be great. Maybe I'll talk with you in a little bit if I can't find a good screen grab. See if I can get a nice profile for you of you and put it on that card. That'd be great, because I'm kind of stalemated on those 2 witness cards, trying to find just the right image of a person that fits what I had in my head. A wise man by the name of Stephen Arvidsson said once, perfection is the enemy of done. And that's kind of where I'm at right now, is those last 2 cards, just finding the right image that fits what the story is that I told myself in my head.
And speaking of
yeah. Would that be a good day or a bad day? We'll probably get in some big trouble if somebody decides they want to enforce that.
Yeah. Oh, did you want to take a guess at the identity of my X-File?
Oh, I still had quite a few to choose from here, so let me see if I can get a psychic image on your X file is. I'm gonna ask: is your X file the Arctic worm?
No, it's BJ Morrow.
Oh, okay. That did not stand out for me at all. So it would have been a much longer game.
I feel bad. I really love that episode, and I feel like it's not represented enough in those cards. So hopefully, once we get to the season 1, 2, 3 expansion or revisit, we'll be able to add more cards from that episode. I think she'd make a good agent, BJ. And I usually choose randomly, but that I watched this episode this week actually, so that's why I chose this card.
No, interesting. Cool.
Yeah.
I still have a long way to go in my binge watching. My wife
And
and
so
I.
where are you on that? I was wondering about that.
Don't ask that question, and I will tell you no lies. My wife and I always we're reality show junkies, and so it seems like every time, like, I'm going to sit down and watch this show. Next thing I know, Love is Blind is on, and now we have to binge watch that, or something comes up, and I always have to put X-Files on the back burner, but I could start taking advantage of the work schedule I'm on now. I'm in the Pacific time zone, but all of my coworkers are in Central. So I'm off at like 3 in the afternoon, and I have a good few hours before my wife gets home. I can get in a couple episodes a day if I actually sat down. Usually what happens though is as soon as I sit down on the couch from working, I fall asleep. And the next thing I know.
Yeah, isn't that usually the case? Yeah, I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. And did you make any progress on the field office expansion or any new ideas maybe?
I'm thinking because there was a lot of people wanted to stay true to the couple of cards that are out there, the 2 that were in the commercially released, and the one that's in season 4, where access is restricted. For me, I wanted it to be a section of the gameplay area where you could just really move there, same as you move between the field and the mural. But my good friends at Next Games at USPCC kind of put a complication in that. So I was thinking it might be kind of fun maybe to get together with everyone, you and Stephen and Nathan, and come up with some of the cards that are still in their raw form before they go to print, and see if we can add that stipulation in. And I was going to make a couple of cards, like a FBI access card as an equipment card that you could attach to an agent, and that would give you access to the field office crime lab. And a fun one too would be, my favorite, one of my favorite bad guys is Pusher. So I was thinking I would make an equipment card that looks like the cardboard that the word pass.
Yeah.
And people could use that to either get in or possibly use that to get an adversary into the field office crime lab using that. So it would almost be a conspiracy equipment card, which is a whole nother aspect. I really love to push the envelope here and test everyone's willingness to add new things to the to the game.
I think it could be something like attach to an agent to add +1 to the subterfuge skill, and you can discard it during your turn as the conspiracy player to actually play an adversary in the field of his crime lab. Like you could do some of those. We could do some of those cards where you benefit during your turn as the investigating player, but then if you discard that card during your turn as the investigating player, you get to do something else, which kind of helps you, because when you're building your deck, you have to build a strategy for the investigating part and the conspiracy part. So if we have some of those cards that can help you in both situations, that's always nice.
Yeah, my thought was to retcon those two and just pretend like they didn't exist. But a lot of people kind of turn their nose up on them. They're like, "No, David, you need to. It's on the cards. You need to work around it and see if you can make it work." So that was my thinking, was to kind of have some fun with it and work with everybody who's working on expansions now to see if we can if it works on any of the cards that are currently in editing, and get it in there so that there's enough opportunity to be able to take advantage of it. Since you can't freely move between spaces, we want to make sure that people have all of the cards that give you access are buried at the bottom of your deck. We want to make sure you can get to it, because that's if you're going to use that involves extra cards and a whole nother strategy. So you want to make sure that you can activate it or take advantage of it, and all those cards you put in your deck don't end up just being garbage because you never got access to the site or
that
area.
is true. Yeah, like for season 4 with cancer keyword or the gulag cards. Yeah, it's true. You do have to provide enough cards so that if people want to use those keywords to their advantage, they have enough cards and they are able to get them whenever they need them. Because if you only have like 2 or 3 cards that use those specific keywords and they are at the bottom of the deck, then it's useless. But it is difficult. That's one of the tricky aspects.
There are cards now where you can search for equipment. That's kind of becoming a little more prevalent. So hopefully that will kind of balance that out and give people the opportunity they need to take advantage of that strategy.
And I think at some point,
give it as much access as possible.
I think after all of the expansions are done, I think we'll have all of the cards to benefit every strategy, but the issue will still be being able to have a deck that is not too large, and also to be able to have those cards come up at the same time. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to. I'm wondering what the game will look like maybe after season 8, or season 9, once we are done with the original show. How many cards will we have, and how many new strategies will we be able to try out?
That's what I'm looking forward to. Actually, I know that's years down the road, but that's why I'm excited about the proxy cards that Dax made, so that we're not locked into, well, we have to have commercial cards because everyone wants Langley and Frohickey. You can't not have cards like that. So it'll be nice to be able to say, okay, well, we're going to do seasons 5, 6, and Dax proxy cards, and that way all the staple ones that people really need in order to protect their game.
Although I think we did try. I think we at least tried a couple of times to play games without those staple cards, and I think we pretty much managed to defend our investigation even without those cards. It can be a little bit more difficult, but there are many cards that offer you that opportunity to defend yourself without Frohickey or Langley. But yeah, knowing that your opponent does not have them makes you more inclined to play those costly conspiracy cards that we don't often see. Yeah, for this game, for instance, you did manage to play 2 Langleys, two Langleys, and then you went back into your discard file for it again. So the bluffs I played were not too costly, so it didn't matter as much. But if you play something that costs like 6 or 7, it can hurt
it's
a little
frustrating
bit
to
more.
play that big, expensive conspiracy card and blow 10 CP on it, only to be like, haha, here's a
Yeah,
Langley.
it only costs 2, but it negates your. So, and that's the issue as well with us making the cards that are available to everyone instantly. We have to make sure that they are not too powerful, because I think in the commercially released card they had well, they could afford to have powerful cards, but they were rare or ultra rare, so not everyone had them. But now that everyone has has access to every card, either by having them the real cards or having proxies, you have to be careful about not having cards that are too powerful.
True. But even that method of balancing where you have these really great cards, but they're ultra rare, that can sometimes backfire, because then it becomes a game of whoever has the most money and
Yeah,
can afford to buy these cards is always going to win. So you got to be careful. So I'm all about power to the people and making those cards available as best they can, so that
like if
out of
we
10
if Deep Throat did not exist, would we create a card with the same effect and for the same cost in one of our expansions? We will be saying like, it's way too powerful, or it will break the game, or it should cost maybe 10 RP. Yeah.
Well, we got to be careful if we do that, because we don't want people to have 2 of that card and 2 of the Langley, and they've got 4 cards that negate bluffs, and you'll never get a bluff out on the table.
Well, this one, which I ended up selling in season 4, like bitter defeat, you pay 4, and it's a resource event, and you place 2 tokens on it, and you remove a token to double the cost of any one bluff played by your opponent. So that's a pretty great card if you don't have a Langley, or if you already used all of your 2 Langleys, you pay bitter defeat, and if you double the cost of a bluff, that can prevent your opponent from actually being able to play it. So that's a nice one to have. There are some pretty. I did have this one, and I also had the Scully card that make the deal, which you play on a site, and your opponent cannot play any bluffs on that site. So, yeah. And of course, my personal favorite, which I had in my hand since the beginning, and I did not get to play it, was A Call for Help. And that one is great, but I only had 1 Foriki in my deck. And so when you played those events that negated my sites, I had already played Foriki, so I could not use A Call for Help, unfortunately.
That is unfortunate.
Yeah. Just go that you have to. I did try to keep the deck under 80 cards, which is quite difficult when you don't have any. Well, when you are using every expansion. So I did not use any combat card, and I did not use any adversary either.
I was actually banking on the idea that you were going to go without any adversaries. You've done that a few times, and it ended up working pretty well for you. And I was hoping you were going to stick to that.
Yeah.
So I didn't have a whole lot of. At first, I had all these witnesses, and I had manners, and all these witnesses that negate all the different adversaries. I was like, you know what? It's Guillaume. I bet he's not going to have any adversaries in his deck, and I just wiped out that whole angle. And I'm glad to hear you say that.
I like adversaries. The thing is, well, first of all, you have to have the right activators. And there are cards that allow you to change activators or to play ignoring activator requirements, but you do have to have both cards in your hand at the same time and enough CP to play them. And adversaries, they're usually good, but they cost a lot, and they can be negated using cards that cost maybe only 3 or 4 RP. So yeah, and usually even when you do manage to play adversaries, most of the time they only send 1 agent to the hospital. Sometimes that's enough to stop the investigation, but sometimes it's not. So yeah, adversaries they should not be too easy to play, but I think sometimes they're difficult to play, and playing a bluff instead, it's always more efficient.
Well, I know Jonathan Hagee, he loves the Scully expansion for that very reason, because it makes it so much easier to get adversaries out. He loves that combat type of game. So if you're ever looking to stretch your legs with the Scully set, I know Jonathan would love that. And that's actually a reason that I avoid the Scully set as much as I can, because the last thing I want is people switching my prerequisites and playing adversaries without having to worry about activators and all that kind of stuff. That set kind of scares me, because it really upsets the balance on a lot of stuff.
It's true that bluff card from the Scully set that allows you to ignore activator requirements and play the adversary for half cost. Yeah, that's pretty effective. But on the other hand, you do have those events that, like the bluff, you place tokens on them and it doubles the cost of an adversary. But yeah, you have one event per type of adversary. So unless you have all 4 or 5 events in play, you still have to, when you are building your deck, you have to maybe take a guess to what type of adversaries your opponent is most likely to include, and that's not always easy. But yeah, and as usual, playing the Season 4 cards, it's always a pleasure. Like, it's a great set. For anyone watching who don't have it yet, order it, because it's great.
Stephen, if you're still out there, I know we have 3 viewers. If you're still out there, I just sent you a link to the. No, I just sent it to Guillaume again. If you're still out there and you're able to join in, we'd love to have you get your 2 cents in.
And I'm also looking forward to when we'll be able to start playtesting Season 5, because we're getting, Steven just showed us the first few equipment cards, so I know after that there are only a few combat cards and then a few promos, and we should be able to start playtesting, which playtesting Season 4 was a lot of fun and one of my favorite memories from playing the game with you guys, so I'm looking forward to doing that again for Season 5.
Earlier, I don't know if you saw Stephen in the comments, he says that he thinks Season 5 cards will be ready for playtesting right around the same time that the tournament is wrapping up. So we're just going to go right from the tournament right into playtesting. So that'll keep the momentum going.
That's great.
Oh, Stephen, you can't go to sleep now. How can you think about sleep at a time like this? Come on now. We're giving you all this praise. Anyway, I should probably go to sleep too. It's early in the morning for you, but it's almost 11 o'clock here, and I'm an old man.
Oh, yeah.
I need my beauty sleep. So I'm not like Steven, who can stay up till like 2 a.m. talking to X-Files CCG. I'm going to pass out. So thank you very much. Guillaume, you reached out to me and asked if I would want to play a game, and that was really cool. Thank you very much. I was just coming off that bitter defeat in the tournament, so it was great to have someone reach out and ask if I would play a game, and it gave me a chance to put together a deck where I didn't have to be all worried about a bunch of stuff, but we got to play a lot of really cool cards, and that's just the beginning. So thank you very much for making time and reaching out to me. I really appreciate it, and being on the channel here. And thank you to everyone who was in the live chat while we were playing tonight. And for those of you who are watching afterward, thank you very much for coming to the channel. Please do like and subscribe if you like these games. You want to see more. There's plenty more coming up. I am going to I don't want to say I'm going to be the exclusive host, but I will be I do want to be heavily involved in that season 5 play testing. So definitely subscribe and stay tuned if you want to see that coming together. In the description for the video is a link to our X-Files CCG Discord. If you hear us talking about these fan-made expansions and you want to get in on it, maybe you've got some ideas of your own, definitely join that Discord channel, that community out there. Everyone wants to hear all the new ideas, and we've got a lot in the queue coming up. Like I said, literally, we've got years worth of stuff.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of creativity, a lot of great people out there want to get involved. So we definitely want to encourage you to do that. I also have links to a couple different channels. We mentioned Alien Investigations. Stephen was here with us. We definitely want to go check out his channel. Like his videos and subscribe. He puts a lot of great effort into his videos, and they're very entertaining to watch. It's a lot of fun. He puts in clips from the show, and little icons come out, and noises, and bells and whistles. And it's a really fun way to get into the game. And
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And he's very good about explaining all the different rules and what each card does, and that sort of thing. So he's a great guy to learn from. So definitely get into the community. There's also a Facebook group. If Discord maybe is a little too much for you, you can just join that Facebook group. You can also get in touch with the community that way. There's Twitter and Instagram. Those are all in the description. And one more channel I got to throw out there, and that's Nathan. Well, two more channels. One is Nathan. He's chasing the dragon. He also has a lot of X-Files content, but he also has Lord of the Rings and a few other things that he's doing too. He plays Star Trek, the card game, with me also. That's a lot of fun too. You'll find that on both of our channels. And of course, the channel that kind of got the ball rolling here. The Facebook group came first with Dax, and then and Mike and Matt's X-Files CCG. You've got a lot of great X-Files CCG content, interviews with actors, interviews with the game designers and people who work there. They're good friends with quite a few of the people who were involved with creating the game, and an amazing amount of lore behind the creation of this game. And we're still finding more. So that's a great place to go if you want to learn more about the back end and how the game came to be, and all the different plans that they had before the game was met its early demise. But if you like this game, there's plenty there to keep you busy. And if you need cards, people are willing to help you out to get you started, that's for sure. So have a great rest of your day whenever you happen to be tuning in and watching the thing. Thanks again for joining, Guillaume. Thank you very much. I really appreciate the game, and I hope we'll
thank you.
Do another one. This deck that I played tonight, I actually retooled it 4 times. That's why I was late starting today, is because I was on my 4th iteration and scrambling to get that deck and find all the cards in my collection to put it together, because you're always thinking, oh, I need to have this card, but now I've got 100 cards. I need to get rid of.
Yeah.
So you're all of us are literally retooling our decks like right up to go live time. So there's still a lot of great ideas out there. Thanks again, and Guillaume, enjoy the rest of your day. And I'm going to call.
Thank you. Have a good night, David.